What's the most heartbreaking moment you've witnessed in a hospital? I'm a junior doctor in a city hospital, the kind of place where you see the worst of humanity. Gunshots, stabbings, overdoses, diseases, people crying in pain, and deaths every day. They say you grow numb, that it all blends into routine eventually. But that December night carved itself into me like nothing else ever had. A young couple rushed in, clutching their 8-year-old son who wasn't breathing. His skin was cold, his lips were pale, and there was no pulse. The father held him so tight he could barely hand him over. The mother was yelling and crying, and her eyes were wide with panic. Their 5-year-old daughter quietly walked behind them, clutching a small stuffed bear to her chest. We rushed the boy into trauma, calling a code blue. We immediately began chest compressions, administering epinephrine, and applying defibrillator pads. Everyone was moving fast, but I could feel how heavy the room was. I've worked countless emergencies, but this one felt different. The boy's limbs were limp. His small body lay motionless, completely unresponsive, without a flinch or resistance. The mother paced anxiously outside the room, sobbing uncontrollably, her hands trembling. The father kept repeating something about the outhouse, said the boy had gone out there for something. The mother followed after a few minutes and found him on the floor. We administered every medication we could, cycling through compressions, flushing fluids, and shocking him repeatedly. But there was no rhythm, no sign of life. After 2 hours, we had no choice but to call it. The moment we told the parents, the mother collapsed. Her scream made everyone flinch. The father begged us to try again, said there had to be some hope. Their daughter stood at the corner of the hallway. She hadn't moved this whole time, just stood with her arms tight around herself, staring at the boy's body. And then, out of nowhere, she ran toward her father, hid behind him, and started crying. When he turned around, she pointed at the mother and said, "I asked her not to lock him inside." At first, no one understood what she meant. The mother's face shifted, just slightly. She reached out to the girl, trying to hug her, but the little girl turned away and clung to her father's leg. She said her brother had been loud. He was annoying her mom, so the mother locked him outside for hours. We all stood there in shock. The mother went pale. The father lashed out at his wife, his voice shaking with anger and confusion. He couldn't believe it. How could she have let this happen, knowing about the wiring issue in the outhouse? The mother fell to her knees, crying out louder that she never meant to hurt him. It was supposed to be a little punishment. She thought he'd just cry for a while and get tired, but she just lost track of time. She kept saying he was her baby. The father pulled the little girl behind him. His face went blank, like the grief had just been pushed even deeper. The mother tried to crawl toward them, arms stretched out, still holding that little bear. The girl wouldn't look at her, and the father moved away. Authorities called for the police and reported the tragic incident. The mother was still on the floor when they cuffed her. Her cries echoed down the hallway as they walked her out. I stayed with the father and daughter until social services arrived. Neither of them spoke after that. 3 months later, I saw him again at a grocery store. He looked older, like life had aged him by decades, but he held his daughter's hand the entire time. As he passed by, I noticed something in the girl's backpack. It was the same little bear.